Have you ever tried to create a panning material that stops in intervals but couldn't get it to work? I know I did, but it was more complicated than I anticipated. Hey everyone, Hojdi here, and in this video we're solving a tricky material problem. We're gonna go over how I created this panner with a stub intervals material in Unreal Engine. I'm gonna explain both the math behind it and how to implement it in the material graph. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive in. This video was possible thanks to my supporters. The math. A couple of weeks ago I made a tutorial about the panner node and how we can use it to add panning animation to our materials. While I was working on it, I had a question. What if I wanted to create a material that pans, stops, and then pans again? So the first thing I did was to use the sine node with time. But any combination I tried didn't work the way I wanted to. The material would swing back and forth. It wasn't what I was aiming for. This is how a simple panner works. We add time to the UVs of our texture sample and it moves in the direction we define here. This is the graph of time. It continuously goes up. When we add it to the texture coordinate node, we get panning animation. It's continuous with a constant speed. So I thought about it and figured we'd need to turn the time graph to something like this. All we gotta do is to figure out the formula for this graph and then implement it inside Unreal Engine materials. And it seems like we should avoid using sine and cosine. After a lot of tweaking, searching online, and getting help from a friend, I figured this is the formula. It has a lot of variables though, so let's break it down. We need 3 user parameters, K, R, and M. I'm gonna explain what they do in a little bit. We also need time, so X is for time. Using these 4 values, we should calculate 3 more variables. Let's name them N, J, and L. So, N is the floor of M multiplied by X, which is time, divided by K. J is M multiplied by X. Let's put it inside parentheses. And then we should subtract from it N multiplied by K. And finally, L is R multiplied by K. Before going to Unreal Materials, I'll use the Desmos graph calculator to test how it looks. If you are not interested in this part, use the timestamps in the description to skip to the part where we create the material in Unreal Engine. So, let's add K and set the default value to 1. I'll set the default value of R to 0.5 and the default value of M to 1 again. These are our 3 user parameters which we'll be able to control through the material instance. So N is equal to floor of Mx divided by K and it creates this graph. J is equal to M multiplied by X minus N multiplied by K and it creates this graph. And finally L is equal to R multiplied by K. So now let's add the main formula. Y is equal to R K N plus min max and L. And here's the final result. Let's disable these 2 and we get this. We can now test to see what each of these parameters does. So let's tweak K. As you can see, K is the overall scale of the graph. It acts like a multiplier. We can see that all the values scale both in the X and in the Y axis. So let's put it back to 1. R is the ratio between where the graph is constant and where it increases, and it should be between 0 and 1. When we set it to 0, we get a constant graph. It becomes like a horizontal line. And if we set it to 1, we can see that now it fully goes up with no steps. And if we use any value below 0 or higher than 1, the graph breaks. So in the material we should saturate it between 0 and 1. Now let's zoom in on the graph. when we set the R value to 0.5, you can see that the part of the graph which goes up and the part of the graph which is constant are the same. As we increase it, it looks like this, and as we decrease it, it looks like this. So it controls the ratio between these two parts of the graph. And finally, M controls the slope. If we increase it, it looks like this, and if we decrease it, it looks like this. 0 is a horizontal line. Now let's go over to Unreal and implement it in the material. If you need help with anything covered in this video, join our Discord community. You'll find a supportive group of Unreal developers and artists who are always happy to help. The material. Press Ctrl D to duplicate this material, and I'm gonna name it Panner with Stop Intervals. Open it, and as you can see, it's a simple panner. So let's save it. Create a material instance and assign it to the plane. Now we can control the speed in the X and the speed in the Y axis. So let's get back in the material. Here we should replace time with the Y value we get from this. So let's implement it. I'll start with the user parameters. So hold S and click to add a scalar parameter, and let's name it K scale. Drag out of here, search for named reroute, and let's name it K. And I'll set the default value to 1. The next one is R, so let's duplicate it, name it R for ratio, set the default value to 0.5, and the R value should always be between 0 and 1. So let's saturate it and duplicate the name reroute, name it R, and connect it like this. The next one is M for the slope angle, which controls the speed. So let's add a named reroute, name it M, and let's also add the time node. Add a named reroute here and name it X. Okay. So now let's create N, J, and L. I think it's a good time to mention that I have a material nodes playlist on my channel. If you don't know any of these nodes, check it out. So, to create N, we should get the floor of M multiplied by X divided by K. So, we have M, let's multiply it by X, and then divide the result by K. So now we should get the floor of this. So let's drag out of here, search for floor, and this will be N. So let's add a named reroute and name it N. Let's also move these to make some room. Now let's calculate J. So again, M multiplied by X. So let's duplicate this here, and we need N multiplied by K. So let's add N and K, hold M and click to add a multiply node, connect them, and now we should subtract these from each other. So add the subtract node connect this to the A input and this one to the B input, and this one will be J. So let's add a named reroute and name it J. And finally for L, we need to multiply R by K. So let's add R and K. Hold them and click to add a multiply, connect them, duplicate this named route down here, and let's name it L. So now we can go ahead and create this formula. Let's move these here. We need to multiply R by K by N. So let's add R, K, and N. Multiply these two together and then multiply the result by N. Then we should get the max of J and 0. So let's get J and hold 1 and click to add a constant. Make sure it's set to 0. So we should get the max of these two values. So we should connect them like this to the max node. And then we should get the mean of this value and L. So let's add the L value and search for mean. Now we should add these together. So hold A and click to add the add node. Connect them like this, and now we should add a named reroute, and let's name this one Y. So it's done. Now we should replace time with Y. So let's add it and connect it here. So let's save it and let's again check these values. Oh, the default value of M should be 1. So let's again save it, and here let's open the material instance. We get all these values. Now if I set the speed in the x-axis to 1, we can see that it pans, stops, and then pans again. If I scale it to something like 2, we can see that the pan time and the stop time both increase, and if I increase the ratio, we can see that it becomes like this. It pans, stop a little bit, and then pans. If I set it to 0.25, it stops most of the time and it pans a little bit. And the slope angle controls the pan speed. So let's set it to 2. Yeah. And again, we can control which way the texture pans with these two values. If I set the speed x to 0, it stops, and if I set speed y to 1, it pans in the y or v axis. If I set them both to 1, it goes like this. So yeah. So now let's duplicate the plane and create a material instance from the simple panel, assign it, and let's set the speed x for the simple panel to 1. Now if I press Alt and 8, we go to the shader complexity view mode, and we can see that there actually the same. They're almost the same. So performance-wise, it's not as cheap as the simple panner, but it's really cheap. You can get early access to my videos and download the tutorial project files, including the project file of this video, by becoming a supporter on Patreon. You'll support the creation of more tutorials like this and get access to exclusive material, VFX, and Houdini project files. So that's it. As always, massive shout out to my amazing supporters for making this possible. Click here for more Unreal Engine tutorials, and thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe, and join our community. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. So, see you in the next one.